Come on along and listen to the lullaby of Broadway.
Welcome to MsMojo, and in this installment of Verses, we're pitting Broadway against the West End to determine which is the best theater district in town.
The show must, go on.
Round 1, Origins. Broadway includes not only theaters on the street by the same name, but also on adjoining streets in Midtown Manhattan and the Upper West Side. Their origins date back to as early as the mid-18th century. On the street proper, we have the Broadway Theater, the Palace Theater, and the Winter Garden Theater.
In time of war as in time of peace, an industry close to the heart and pocketbook of the American public is show business, whose pulse is Broadway, but whose nerve system spreads over a large portion of the globe.
We'd also be remiss not to mention other notable ones like the Vivian Beaumont Theater at the Lincoln Center. Now we're talking about Broadway theater, not off or off Broadway. In other words, this typically refers to venues with at least 500 seats. There's a total of 41 in the area.
There's no business like show business, like no business I know.
London theater, meanwhile, is a far older tradition.
What is the play and what is my part?
In fact, it dates back to Roman times. With regard to the West End, Theatre Royale in Bridges Street made history as the first of its kind. Other significant venues include the Adelphi and the Savoy. Today, the West End boasts around 40 theaters. Not just that, it's been home to the longest-running play, Agatha Christie's The Mousetrap, for over 70 years. Now those are deep roots indeed. Thus, we have a clear winner in this round.
Not that I've seen it, although I would like to. It's an Agatha Christie and do like a good murder.
Yes, thank you.
Winner, West End. Round 2, History and Development. Broadway theater featured many Shakespeare plays to wildly popular success.
Just declaim a few lines from Othello, and he'll think you're a heck of a fella. If your blonde won't respond when you flatter her, tell her what pony told Cleopatra.
Eventually, though, musicals began to be staged, which quickly became the most popular art form.
So an actor is saying his lines, and then out of nowhere, he just starts singing? Yes! Well, that is the stupidest thing that I have ever heard.
One location on West 28th Street, Tin Pan Alley, even became a hub for songwriters like George Gershwin, Jerome Kern, and Cole Porter. However, the Broadway musical's golden age truly came with the premiere of Rodgers and Hammerstein's Oklahoma. This amazing period wavered through the 60s and 70s, but found new life in the 80s.
So, come take a look. Give me the hook. Or the ovation.
While Broadway quickly became known for its musical theater, the West End had a much more solid tradition in non-musicals, though that's not to say the former was non-existent.
You take pleasure, then? In the message.
The first successful permanent playhouse was James Burbage's theater, home to the famous Lord Chamberlain's Men and William Shakespeare. You may have heard of him. Plus, in the late 19th century, Oscar Wilde rose to prominence with his satirical comedies.
But the number of engagements that go on seem to me to be considerably above the proper average that statistics have laid down for our guidance.
Later came George Bernard Shaw of Pygmalion fame. Shakespeare, Wilde, and Bernard Shaw? Sorry, Gershwin and Rodgers and Hammerstein, but the West End wins this round.
But your native language is the language of Shakespeare and Milton and the Bible. Don't sit there crooning like a bilious pigeon.
Winner, West End. Round 3, Awards.
I can host any show better than you.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can.
No, you can't.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
Broadway's prestigious Tony Awards were established in 1947 by the American Theater Wing. Specifically, their name came from actress and co-founder Antoinette Perry, who passed away the year prior. While sometimes referred to as the Perry Awards, they were ultimately called the Tonys, honoring Perry's nickname. The Waldorf Astoria Hotel was home to the inaugural ceremony in 1947. 20 years later, the show started being broadcast and has evolved to become a true staple. Among the most acclaimed musicals are The Producers, South Pacific, and, of course, the mega hit Hamilton.
History has its eyes on you.
The West End, for its part, has the Laurence Olivier Awards.
And tonight, Royal Albert Hall, we
Now named after famous actor, you guessed it, Laurence Olivier, they're surprisingly new. Indeed, they were established in 1976, though they were dubbed the Society of West End Theatre Awards at the time. It wasn't until 1981 that folks could tune in to watch from home.
Tonight will be a memory too, and a new day will begin.
As of 2024, the most awarded play is Harry Potter and the Cursed Child. Meanwhile, musicals like Sunset Boulevard and Matilda have also set records, alongside Hamilton and Cabaret. It's certainly impressive, but let's face it, in terms of cultural impact, influence, and even prestige, the Tonys still carry the day.
Who will take home a Tony statue? We don't know. I guarantee a truly legendary show.
Winner, Broadway. Round 4, Theater Practices. Broadway theater has a host of nice practices, such as free playbills and generous applause. Shows generally start at 8 p.m., while there are also 2 p.m. matinees. Plus, if a main performer is replaced by an understudy, you can get your money back.
During the run of 1954's hit show The Pajama Game, the star did badly sprain her ankle, and a young understudy named Shirley MacLaine went on.
Broadway also tends to get more renovations than the West End, meaning things like better air conditioning and more comfortable seating.
The old seats had bad views of the stage. Now they wrap around it. 500 seats were removed to bring the stage closer to the audience.
As for seating capacities, it can range anywhere from a modest 597 spots, like at the Hayes Theater, to a whopping 1,933, as seen at the Gershwin Theater.
I am here standing under the Glinda bubble that is right above me. This is, I think, perhaps the best entrance on Broadway, is to enter by bubble.
Compared to Broadway, West End theaters aren't renovated as often. Although there have been vast improvements, there are also fewer rules regarding understudy announcements and even box office earnings.
There will be some impact for some organisations, they will have to adapt, but for others it's business as usual.
While millions go to both, one's attendance is a little higher, with about 16.4 million folks having watched a West End show in 2022, compared to roughly 12.3 million for Broadway's 2023-24 season. Overall, though, you can't beat a free playbill and newer theaters, so Broadway wins this round. Winner, Broadway. Round 5, Ticket Prices. We got the theater and we got the show. All we need now is the ticket price.
I made it out just like you told me, to the title of the play, Cash.
Unfortunately, it is not an exaggeration to say that seeing a production on Broadway is expensive. In the 2022-23 and 2023-24 seasons, sales equaled about $1.54 billion. Tickets reportedly cost about $100 on average, but we all know prices can far exceed that, especially for more popular shows. Fortunately, Broadway does offer TKTS ticket booths that sell discounted tickets, and there are also often special prices for students. West End theater ticket prices, however, are much lower. Part of it stems from greater governmental subsidies and funding. Plus, there's the fact that much of the props, sets, and costumes can be borrowed from the TV and film industries. Unfortunately, we also have to consider that London's weaker unions lead to lower salary expenditures.
Money, 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 always sunny in a rich man's world.
There's also less TV marketing going on here, once again bringing costs down. Those prices really can't be beat. Sorry, Broadway.
I shall watch the performance from my normal seat in box 5, which will be kept empty for me.
Winner, West End.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Round 6. Shows. Let's face it, Broadway is renowned for its musicals. Legendary composers like George Gershwin, Irving Berlin, Jerome Kern, and Cole Porter, whose songs are now considered standards, paved a bright path.
But a baby on the bottom, you're the top.
Richard Rodgers also started with a bang, partnered with lyricist Lawrence Hart. But as we've discussed, it was Rodgers' partnership with Hammerstein that really revolutionized the genre, beginning with the seminal Oklahoma. Since then, Broadway musicals have been some of the most varied, coming from the minds of legends like Stephen Sondheim. They offer everything from comedy and dance musicals to rock operas and crossover classics like West Side Story.
The air is humming, and something great is coming.
Most West End musicals, by contrast, are Broadway imports, but there have been some notable homegrown ones as well. There's Lionel Bart's Oliver, for instance.
Don't city yourself at home. Don't city yourself, one of the family. We've taken to you, so strong. It's clear, we're going together.
Andrew Lloyd Webber's string of hits for its part includes Evita, Cats, and The Phantom of the Opera.
Close your eyes and surrender to your darkest dreams. Purge your thoughts of the life you knew before.
More modern hits like Six and Matilda have also made their mark. Andrew Lloyd Webber is a powerhouse, all right.
I was a kid when I came to the London Palladium. I was 6 years old when I first found the magic of the theatre.
But it's hard to beat Rodgers and Hammerstein and Company. You win, Broadway. Winner, Broadway. It's a tie. Both Broadway and the West End have their strengths and weaknesses. Do you think there's a clear winner? Which other aspects of Broadway and the West End should be compared? Let us know in the comments down below.
If it moves you, if it stimulates you, if it entertains you, it's theater.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.